Okay, so today, all right. So welcome to the May 6th Mighty Mastermind. Today we are going to be talking about whatever you guys want to talk about. That's the goal with the Mastermind, is that we get together, we talk about all things process serving, marketing, so many different things. I'm really excited. I've been nonstop building my empire, and with 123 Legal Support, I found a really cool new marketing tool that allows me to scrape every single person who's listed on Google across the country, and to be able to be able to put them in my CRM and be able to network and getting customers like crazy. It's wild, and I think it's going to change things pretty dramatically. So we're using it to find process servers all over the country, to invite them to our community, and we're using it for 123 Legal Support. So before we get started with all this cool marketing stuff that I want to talk about, let's dive into some introductions. If you want to introduce yourself and get a little promotion, we do edit this video as a replay, put it on YouTube. Your voice and likeness can be shared to the world. So if you have something to say, it will be on YouTube. You will see yourself on YouTube. And that's your fair warning here, being as a part of the Mastermind. If you want to just listen in or be in the chat, you're welcome to do that as well. And I'm just excited to be here and to see all the friendly faces. And so please, if you're able to, turn your camera on, and let's network at this Mighty Mastermind here today. All right. So if this is your first time hearing me, my name is Michael Reid. I'm the president and CEO of Mighty Process Server and 123 Legal Support, and some other companies that are totally unrelated. And we're just having a great time helping the community. And that's who I am. I've started the mightyprocessserver.com to help process servers be able to crush it in their business. So tonight I have a poker tournament, so I got put on my lucky poker shirt, and we're gonna make it happen. It's the last poker night at this one tournament that I do. I bought all the tables for it, and they've shut it down at this local establishment, and so I got to take my tables home today. So find a new place to play poker, I guess, here in this country bumpkin town I live in. So anyway, on to the next person. Mr. Shawn, you got your camera on. How you doing, sir?
Hey, everybody. My name's Shawn Griffin, Griffin on the Go. I've been doing process serving for about 15 years now in the Maryland, Washington, D.C., Northern Virginia area. I just had a chance, an opportunity to meet Mr. Mighty Mike Reid at the NAPS conference in Orlando. Yes, it was a great time. I highly recommend it. It was definitely a good networking event. I've already got 10 jobs from just the connections that I made there a week ago.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, Mike is. Definitely listen to what Mike says. He knows what he's doing. And it's definitely helped me in my business. That's for sure.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate you coming too, making the time. I know you're a busy guy. And yeah, I had a lot of fun in NAPS. You can make a lot of money. Networking with people is how you get started in the beginning. And even later on, if you're actively operating a process serving business, you're out serving papers, you can get a lot of business, because people, like when I hire somebody in a local area, I'm looking for an operator. I'm looking for somebody who, when I call, they're going to give me the details about the serve, why it was a bad address or whatever. And so it's really powerful when you meet those people in person who are sending out thousands of jobs, across the country. So it's really cool that you're able to experience that.
Yeah, and you meet, the biggest of the big, companies. And then you get, the regular owner operators. There was one young lady there who, literally just started process serving and joined NAPS within like 6 weeks. And she had only done a handful of jobs. So I got an opportunity to talk to her. She was a little overwhelmed with how fast things were happening. But I mean, she said she already had like 30 jobs sitting on her desk waiting for her when she got home.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, she's crushing it. I think her name was like L'Oreal or something like Lorelei, something like that.
Oh yeah. I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah. And you meet cool people all over, when you're networking with people. And this is a way of doing it from your office, right? You don't have to pay for it either. You show up, you network, and I can guarantee you it's the best return on your financial investment. Right? Free networking. So, well, welcome, Shawn. Thanks for coming. All right, let's go ahead. And the next screen I see up here is Mr. Terry West. How you doing, Terry? Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from.
Good morning. How y'all doing? Terry West, Fort Worth, Texas. Been doing this now for about 6 years, mostly for the big process serving company that I'm trying my best to get away from now. Tired of going out doing $25 a serve, doing about 40, 50 serves a day just to make a decent income. So that's my goal, is to get away from that and start doing my own thing instead of working for the big process serving companies. Just
Mr.
need
Terry.
some insight on what I need to do to get that going.
Wow. And one of my assistants, Edge here, my manager, says that you became a new Mighty Process Server member today.
Yes, it did.
Well, we appreciate you. And we're going to talk about a couple things today that's going to be great resources for you. Anyone who's a Mighty Premium member, we just stack on the value. My goal is, like, as I implement something in my business and I pay for it, I just get the top tier $1,000, platform or whatever I got to pay, and so that I could give it out for free to others, right? And so people who have been members for a while see that and they get that, and so I'm really excited to have you join us as a member of Mighty Nation. That's what it is. So, welcome, Terry. Thanks for coming, man.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. And so, if somebody wants to reach out to Terry, remind me, Terry, where are you located?
Fort Worth, Texas, Tarrant County.
Fort Worth, Texas. So reach out to Terry in Fort Worth, Texas. And guys, listen, you can put your information here in the chat as well. If you, I don't see everyone with their cameras on. So if you're driving or you're busy, that's completely fine. We understand. But you can introduce yourself in the chat so that people can network with you after the call. Okay. So good. Well, welcome, Terry. Appreciate you coming. All right, let's see here. One more check on the cameras. Okay, looks like that's everybody. So I have my team. If you guys are new here, you're not sure, I have my team, my virtual assistants that are from all over the country. I have a couple of them that work for me at my company, 123 Legal Support, and they do send out, you might get a call from them. They do send out serves all over the country, and they specialize in finding people who are willing to communicate and willing to get the job done efficiently, right? So we got Jessica. You're welcome to message them directly and send them your information. Jessica will put your information in the system if you're not already in the system, so we can reach out to you based on your zip code. Cool. So yeah, and a couple other ones we have on here as well is Mark is our community manager. If you have trouble using Mighty Automation, which is our marketing tool, Terry, that you now have access to, that you're able to use. There's no extra charge. You just get a login access. You can start using the marketing tools, posting your social media content. It does so much. So it could be overwhelming, but that's Mark's job, full-time job, is to make sure that you guys know how to use it. And his job is to make sure that you're crushing it. Rhino Justice, raise your hand. Go, Adele, go ahead. I'm excited to hear. Adele's got her website logo. She's going through a lot of cool branding stuff right now. What's going on?
I just wanted to say shout out to Netty for doing my rate sheet. I love it. So, and she did really good on my logo. I want that one to actually be on my website. So however she did that one, that's the one I want. So just want to give my shout outs to her.
Okay, well, Netty is an awesome designer. She's a little bit overwhelmed, it looks like. Netty is our she is our marketing person. She does all of our design, graphic design. Desi as well. But Netty will bust out your rate sheets. She'll take your logo, Terry as well. Terry, Netty will put together a rate sheet for you, make it look awesome. And again, you can communicate with Mark, and Mark will help coordinate that, making sure you got that.
Yeah, that was another thing that I was concerned about was the rate sheet, how to put that together. And also not sure what rates to charge out in the rural area, but also do Parker and Wise County.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a bigger conversation, but I will have it with you right now, real quick. I'll say the biggest thing is knowing what your competitors charge, and inside the community under the classroom section, I do the second. I think it's number 2, Mark. I'm not sure. Number 2, I think I say market research, and I have a couple of videos where I call competitors during the challenge, where I call competitors basically and ask them what they're charging. I say, hey, how much would you charge for an eviction? Be specific, get some details. And there's nothing unethical about asking how much your competitors charge. People like to say that. You call and ask, like, hey, what would you charge if I get a serve? Maybe I'm unavailable and I want to hire somebody while I'm out of town to serve for me. How much do you charge to serve? That's the thing about process serving, is we can hire each other. So there's nothing unethical about asking how much they charge. Now, do you want to be more expensive than them or less expensive than them? I generally say be more expensive than them when you first start, because not too much more, but a little bit more, because you're not getting the volume they're getting. So you want to have some wiggle room, so that if somebody hires you, it's not just because you're the cheapest. It's because they found you on Google. They found your rate sheet because you were doing the backup script. Whatever the reason is that they found you, they're hiring you, and they're actually paying more than your competitors. So that's a really solid way to place yourself. Now, if you want to be the same price, that's a good way to be the same price as them. And I would have at least 3 people to compare yourself to. Now, that's not the only thing you base it on. There's sometimes I had a competitor wanted to match my rates, $57. I raised my rates to $97, blew him completely out of the water. He got a bunch of the business that I used to get, but it was business I didn't want. I wanted just the attorneys who were willing to pay the premium, right? And attorneys usually are, as long as it's not too much. I've raised my rates about 3 years ago. I raised them to 50% higher. I raised it from 97 to 147. So yeah, that would be my tips on that. And we can dive into that more with you. Mark can help, and then get Netty on the graphic design part of it. And then Mark can help coordinate everything, schedule a meeting with Mark. You can do that at Mighty Automation. You can actually do it at mightyprocessserver.com and click on contact, and you can schedule an actual meeting like this where it's just you and him, and Netty can pop in and I can pop in as well. Any of you guys can do that. If you're a Mighty Nation member, Mighty Premium member, someone who signed up for that, no matter when you signed up for it, if you've been a continuing member, which we have quite a few of you, we can help you with that. Right? Good stuff, Terry.
I wanted to say with Terry, I know because I'm in the Texas area, I'm not quite where you are. I'm down in Houston, but I know a lot of Texas servers at least start, like this is just saying base price would at least be 75. And the sheriffs usually charge around 80 to 95, depending on your county. I'm not sure what Tarrant County is, but that's at least like your starting base. You wouldn't want to go lower than that unless you're willing to give like affiliate discounts.
Good stuff. Yeah, that's good tips, Adele. Yeah, 75. Yeah, it's funny the sheriff charges so much in California. The sheriff charges like $40. I think they might have went up to 50. I haven't been there for a while, but yeah, whenever you have a writ served, you got to go take it.
Yeah, it's the same thing here. They charge 40 in Maryland, the sheriff, and then they don't do anything. But I've seen a sheriff pull up in front of a house, get out, and not even walk up to the door or anything. He just laid it right on the, like, that's like a 3 steps up to the house. He just put it right on the bottom step.
Oh, wow.
Just turned around and walked away.
Wow, that's wild. Michael says there's $30.
And I know some people, because I know here in Texas, I think we charge maybe a little bit more than, I think we charge close to what Mike, you might charge. Is that I think of it as if the sheriffs are charging like 80, between 80 and 95. I think over here it's 85. If they're charging 85, one, they're doing 85 plus they're getting paid their hourly wage that they're on the clock, and they're using the gas. So they're charging a lot, they getting the free benefits. So if I charge a little bit more, it's not like I'm charging more than they are. It's just that those things cost me too. So that's also in the price.
Triple dipping, yeah. Well,
but you give, I'd say, white glove service, and you're not giving that, like, oh, I'm doing the same time every single day, or not even going up to the door.
Yeah, that's wild. No, that's how much you charge is definitely something you got to continuously review and see if it's still serving you, see if it's still working for you. Because for some people, it doesn't make any sense to charge anything less than $50. I mean, like, geez, like, how many attempts are you going to do? Like, $50 would be like for like one attempt. This is why, like, right now we're building out the platform, the app. And since I mentioned it, I'll pull it up here. I'll show you. Like, we've actually set it up. I'm trying to set it up so that there's like a minimum. Let me see if it'll let me do a screen share real quick. Allow. Here we go. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. So yeah, sharing my screen, right? Okay. So inside the app in the beta version, you can see they have you can actually, on the jobs board, you can actually bid on jobs, right? And so as somebody wants to post a job, like let's say dispatch, they want to post a job, there's a price. And so I was thinking about putting a minimum price on here, so that people aren't like, it's basically an estimated pay, so that people can, it's something new, right? Like, nobody's done this before, so we're trying to see how it would work. But like, having an estimated pay, you don't want to price fix, so that's why you got to be really careful not to get in trouble for price fixing. But if I was thinking about setting like a minimum pay of $50, but I know some states like Florida, they're charging, they'll serve for like $20, so it's kind of crazy. I don't know. We'll see how it works, but being able to look at bids that people have bid on your jobs and sent out quotes. Actually, let me see, post a job. Here we go. You can see people who have bid on your jobs. Like this person, this is beta. This is a fake one, right? But I need a TRO starting to say. So you can come over here and see the app and actually pay. Click here and actually pay the server through the system, which is pretty cool. So those are some of the updates that have been made in the app. We're getting ready to push them out to the live version. Like on the live version, there's no jobs yet. So even if you're not a Mighty Nation member, if you want to go check out this link, app.mightyprocessserver.com, you can actually get in here, start playing around. Eventually, the only people who will be able to bid on jobs or post jobs are going to be Mighty Premium members, obviously. But you'll be able to like manage your job, do a proof of service in here, manage your accounting, find process servers, right? So like if you search for a server, this is the beta version, but if you search for a server, essentially it's going to share all of the servers we have across the country. It's going to be on the app, kind of like this, but it'll be searchable. So like right now, I think you can put in a zip code. What's somebody's zip code?
77587.
Okay, I heard 21 something.
21774 is what I said.
Oh, okay. Boom. I wonder why. So today he's going through and he's making this look better, basically by bringing in the quote request form and the stuff over here. So what you want to do is on the live version, you want to go in here and clean it up. Put your logo, and stuff like that. And it's still in beta, so any time you guys spend on it by going in and like updating it, you know, that's appreciated, because my developer is able to see what's working, what's not working, and basically, if you don't show up, we're also increasing the algorithm and setting it up so that people will show up based on their star rating, you know, and it's going to have the option here to see how many jobs they've accepted through the system, their star rating, you know. So basically, attorneys will have two options: whether either to request a quote from you immediately inside the system, or to post a job, okay, and receive bids on that job. That's going to be the virality effect that will get attorneys to start coming like in droves, because they want to. Some of them just want to be cheap, right? And so they want to post a job, but other ones will come here and go, "This guy's exactly in the market that I'm looking to hire somebody in," right? And so a lot of you guys, once this is completely finished here by the end of this month, it'll look good, right? Right now it looks very antiquated. It needs a lot of updating and switching and stuff. But anyway, so that's one of the things that I wanted to bring up today, is to mention that the updates on the app, that you can actually use the jobs board and actually come in here and post jobs. So go post a job. None of it's for real right now. So don't you know, don't get ahead of yourself. Like if you already bid on a job, it'll show up here that you've already submitted a bid for $55 on this job. And right now he's setting it up so that once somebody pays through the job, through a particular bid, that it'll actually get all of the service details and information, which is the next big step, right? And then you'll be able to go to My Jobs, see the ones that you've been paid for, and actually manage them inside the system, the attempts, everything, and getting paid up front and everything right inside the system, which I don't know anybody who does it like that, you know, that has it set up where it's a directory tied directly into the ability to manage the jobs and things. So I'm excited about that. The other marketing tool that I wanted to share with you guys, if you are doing actual content, is a tool called Opus. And I've talked about this before, but I don't know if you guys have noticed, I have been posting a lot more on social media. And it's because I have content when we do the masterminds where she can, where Netty, where's Netty? Where Netty, okay, Miss Netty can go ahead and take the content and put it into Opus for me and schedule it out. And Opus Pro, it's not that hard. You just need a link, like a YouTube link, that you can then upload, and then it will actually create the little clips for you for your social media. And so today, for the first time, I went through, actually they prepared a list, not the first time, but the first time in a while, they prepared a list of, no, not that one. Let's see. Here, they prepared a list of different topics for me so that I could go through and create content. And so what I did is I went into Loom. You could go into StreamYard or Loom or anything. And I just talked for 60 seconds about each of these and went through the whole thing. And do I have Loom pulled up still? No, I don't. Yeah. But I was able to take Loom. Oh, you guys can't see it. Dang it. My bad. Anyway, I was showing you the list. There's a list of topics that they prepared for me. And I went through each of them and just said 60 seconds worth of something on Loom. Loom is a recording software. But you could use Loom, you could use StreamYard, you could use whatever you want. And you create this content, and then once Opus will take the whole big long video, it'll separate it into little clips for you based on listening to your words and knowing, separating it, right? Netty goes through and makes sure that it makes sense, because before I was using the tool and just posting them randomly and they were terrible. But she's going through and making sure that they actually make sense and posting them for me. And you can schedule them to post. How far out can you schedule, Netty?
I can schedule like maybe a month ahead.
Well, that's good. Okay, so it's not just like 10 days or something.
And
Okay.
month ahead.
Yeah. So you're able to I appreciate that, Edge. Yeah, Edge is giving me the link, trying to be super helpful. Edge is my my VA manager, and I didn't introduce you earlier, sorry. Because she's just always just everywhere helping with everything. So yeah. And also Mary's our SEO person. Everybody is just crushing it on the VA team. I appreciate you guys, man. We are like running at light speed at Mighty Process Server. So if you guys aren't a part of this, everything that's going on, get involved. Trust me, your business will thank you. Right? Adele.
Sorry, I pushed the wrong button. I was supposed to pitch the clap like everybody else.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, being I like the little emojis and stuff. Yeah, well, welcome everybody. Appreciate you guys coming. So, just in the interest of making sure I mention everything I promised in my little email, exclusive access to my new AI. So, pulling attorney list for you. So, what we're going to do is, if you're Mighty Premium member, it's going to take us some time, but we are going to pull one county. All right, one county for each of you, your local county. We will pull the county of attorneys. That will include their phone numbers, their emails, their social medias, and we will give you the CSV file inside of your Mighty Automation account for you to start reaching out to them. Okay. I realize that a lot of people are like, yeah, but how am I going to, what am I going to do? No, we're going to make it so easy for you to be the backup that if you don't do it, your wife is going to find out, or your husband's going to find out, or your significant partner or your cactus is going to find out, and they're going to be ashamed of you. Like, you could have grown your business, but you didn't. Mike made it so easy for you, and you didn't do it. That's my goal. Is it okay if I over deliver? Is that okay? Jessica?
Hey, I have a comment. I've had people ask me, how did you do it? Like, because, I made it to 10K. And it's like, guys, don't ask me. All of the tools are available. All of the videos are there. You just have to commit to learning and implementing what you learn. So, take advantage of it.
Boom. Jessica, I don't know why you stopped showing your video and coming on here and participating. Like, is it because you're rich now?
No, I had it on earlier. I was trying to get my participation credit, but I don't think you saw me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No.
It's the one day it's sunny in Washington and she's out enjoying it.
Yes. Well, we appreciate you, and you're crushing it, man. That is so cool. Everything's going good?
Yeah, doing great. Yep. I think I'm like the backup for, I don't know how many attorneys now, but I'm getting a lot of rush work, and I'm loving the on-demands and just all the shotgun jobs. I'm taking care of them. So it's been going well.
That's cool. So sometimes you'll get the job you never got from that client before, and maybe they go back to using that same person they were using before, but now they're like, oh man, she was actually pretty good. We should probably consider using her more in the future.
Yeah, I had one like that. He called me at like 6:00 at night, and I was like, well, what attempts have already been made? And he's like, oh, just like ABC, like a couple attempts. They don't talk to people, so I want to use their services to get it done. So they definitely know the difference. And I think they need to have that option.
What I've realized just in the last probably like 3 days, Jessica, is I've been pulling out all the stops, like using different tools and stuff. And I realized I've been standing still. Like, marketing, I've been doing probably 90% more marketing than 90% of the, process servers out there. And even that is standing still compared to what I've been doing the last few days, trying to set up this community. So I can tell you right now that the same tools I'm using to be able to reach every single process server in the country here in the next few months is going to be what we can use as process servers to make sure that you dominate your whole local market. And You know, a part of me, and I'm going to be honest, a part of me was like, man, I could do this with 1, 2, 3. I could take the whole country, every single, but I'm actually committing to only doing this in for the same tools that I use for California for e-filing and for, service of process for the people who e-file with us, because I want the community in all the areas. I don't want to get the jobs in your area and send them to you. I don't want to do that. And a lot of you that are members know that. I'll be like, hey, a lot of people who joined, I won't mention them, but I called them and said, hey, I got a job for you. By the way, join my community and you can get all the money for it. Like, I will send you all the money for it. Like $147. How much you charge? Oh, 75. I'm going to give you 147. And now you're going to be a member of the community because now you can afford it. You can pay for it with the money I'm giving you. And then from now on, you'll get all the jobs in your area. Right? That's the idea. So I'm not pretending that this is that our website is ranking in every place all over the country yet, because it's not. And a part of the reason why is because when I set up the community, I did it manually, and it completely Google crawled the pages. I changed the links from all the directory listings to have your guys' names instead of random numbers. And so now it looks at 3,000 pages as broken links. And Mary and I were looking at it yesterday. We were like, no. So she's manually going through and telling, hey, forget this link, keep this link, recrawl this link, index this link. So a website can be very technical, and you got to do it the right way. And so if you want it, most of the time you just have 5 pages, right, or whatever, and make those 5 pages rank really well, have a great blog post. But sorry, I got a little tangent there. Jessica, thank you for taking action and being a great example to everybody out there. How can we help you?
Me?
Mhm.
No, I'm gonna work on what we talked about last week with kind of splitting up some of my services into individual landing pages.
Mm.
And then, I've done the Google Ads keyword research, and I've picked my niches that I want to focus on. So I think by the summer, in like a month or two, which that will be summer here finally, I'm going to start with that.
I mean, like Shawn said, I see sunlight. That's a good step in the
Yeah.
right direction for you.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's so cool. Well,
So,
hey,
can I just make a comment about Jessica? She
Yeah.
So I've been doing this for a while now, and she taught me something. She told me a new trick.
Don't laugh.
This is hilarious, and I actually ordered one and used it. She knew somebody was home, and they were having a party in the backyard, and she brought out a megaphone, and she used the megaphone and broadcasted to the neighborhood that she was there to do a thing, and it worked. The dude came out.
Wow.
So my dumbass went on Amazon and bought a megaphone, and I used it because this dude, I knew he was evading service, and sure enough,
That's wild.
He came to the door.
That's wild. You megaphone the guy to the door. That's crazy. So
You
he
just
was
gotta be
embarrassed.
careful. Don't provide too much information, but let them know that you don't want to tell everybody about it.
Yeah, just megaphone that. Like, hey, this is such and such process server. I'm here at 123 Main Street for Shawn Griffin. And I have legal documents. Don't be specific. Yeah. Don't be like,
don't
he's
say
got
like
some
stop
child
touching little
support.
kids or something like that. Don't do anything like that. But and we just learned at NAPS, Mike. I don't know if you we're in the room for this when they were talking about the different states and what's allowed and what's not allowed. I think it was Colorado said that they call it, quote unquote, singing telegram, where if you know somebody's there and they won't come to the door, then you can read the documents aloud, and that is considered service.
Wow.
So a megaphone would help with that.
Dang, that's crazy. Yeah, I did catch the end of that segment at NAPS where they had every state had somebody. Well, I don't think there were 50 people, were there? So it was probably like 30.
No, it was the sanctioned state association. So I think there's like 10 or 12 maybe.
Yeah, and they went through, and I caught the tail end of it, and when Florida got up, and it was just wild. Every county, every district's different. Whether the sheriff appoints them or the district judge does, it's all different, and it's kind of wild, the different areas. And that actually reminds me of something that we're going to launch. Is I want to do an interview with one person from every state for the directory. So if you're in your state and you know the laws really well and you want to come on and interview about it, we're creating a whole page just for Google, because Google likes watch pages versus just content pages. So we're going to create some specific videos going over the laws in that area. And I'm just going to be highlighting you. If you're the person in your state that feels comfortable doing it, I'd love to. Mark is going to start scheduling people to be able to do that. So first come, first serve.
Hey, I just wanted to be able to say I'm in Georgia, and so I think ours is probably a little worse than Florida.
Yeah. How you doing, Norei? How you doing?
We have to do it for every county, but we got to do it for superior, probate, state, and magistrate individually. And just one of those applications can be 17 pages.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's huge. And the application process is like a whole ordeal, and we got to do it once a year. So in October, we start gearing up, and everybody's got it on their calendars, set aside some time.
Wow, that's wild. Well, it's good to see you on here, first of all. So lovely. I met Norei at NAPS, and she's a professional. I appreciate you coming. It's exciting to see someone from Georgia in here.
Thank you. Yeah, I would be curious to. I can't wait till you get all the states together and everybody gets to talk about it, because one thing about Georgia is we have the long arm clause. So like when you get something from another state, you got to follow that state's rules and regulations. But Georgia, we have the long arm. So if any of you guys ever serve anything from Georgia, then you are able to use your own process serving rules.
Interesting.
Nice. But if you wanted to use ours, you can. And ours are pretty easy. We can serve on Sunday. We don't have restrictions on what time. So our rules are very easy, but you're welcome to use your own state.
Yeah, that's the challenge that you run into with some states, like Florida. I know a couple people in Florida who would really disagree with you. They'd be like, no, so while you may be okay serving it in Georgia's rules, you send it back with the proof of service that you served it on Sunday, and they're going to go, nope. They're going to send it back to you and go, serve it at a different time because this district won't allow it, So it just depends on who you're dealing with. I mean, you can always file the proof of service and see if the court will accept, will deal with it, but that's cool. It's cool. It's cool to hear all the different areas and what people are dealing with. It's cool. So I appreciate you coming, and yeah, definitely let's connect if you have questions inside the community. Got a lot of really cool people taking action. So
I was just gonna say, Mike, it's a good thing Jessica's able to do the megaphone thing, but I would suggest not doing that in Texas.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I mean, if you came out with a megaphone and went ahead and was blasting somebody's stuff, they might come out there wanting to shoot you out here. Like, that's not gonna fly out here in Texas.
That's what my dad told me when I first started serving. He's like, he's in New Mexico. He was in New Mexico. He's like, you better get yourself a bulletproof vest, man. He's like, that's crazy. You can't just be walking up on people here in New Mexico. And I'm like, well, in California, I served the pot farms. I served all kinds of different people, and I've had guns put in my face, but it was always a doctor or somebody who was entitled that put a gun in my face. It was never a criminal, So criminals were like, oh, I'll take the paper. Thank you very much, sir. Don't look in my apartment. Get out of here, please. This is the type of thing. I've never had a problem with criminals. It's kind of funny. It's always the doctors that are entitled. How dare you come to my property? I got rights, So between doing interviews for every single state so that I'll give you guys access and obviously rights to the interview. You could put it on your website. If we built a website for you, a Mighty Website Builder, we'll put it on there for you if you want. And if you're a Mighty Premium member, please schedule with Mark so we can go through the list of things that I'm telling Mark to make sure that all of our members have access to. We're going to have upload an entire list of attorneys that should be using you in your local area. We're going to make sure that you have a rate sheet. Right, Mark? What else, Mark? Also, guys, be thinking about other topics, things you want to talk about. That's what the mastermind is. Just it's not me. It's not me saying I have this big, giant, great, wonderful mind. It's for us as a community to discuss things that you're struggling with in your local area that someone, if not me, someone else in here could help you solve. That's what a mastermind is. So, but real quick, Mark, what other things are we trying to do? Just remind me. We want to make sure they have.
So, yeah, first of all, guys, if you have any concerns or need any help, questions about Mighty Automation, feel free to let us know when you're available. But mostly, we do it every Tuesday. But even if any other day is going to be available, it's just that Mike might not be there with us. But for today, I have Sandra scheduled after the mastermind. So feel free to message us in school as well if there's any questions or anything that we could help you with, especially Mighty Automation with me.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, and Mighty Automation has the emails where you can send out bulk emails. So if you guys have ever thought about having like a newsletter that you send out once a month or once a week, I recommend like once a month, but and being very tactical about it. With legal support, you know, they live and die by their email, and even once a month could be too much for your particular clients in your area. So you got to play it by ear. But you know, I suggest when it comes to legal support, send up court updates. You know, they don't want to delete it just in case there's something really important that comes across from the local courts. And that's the easiest way to get started with it. Subscribe to the local court updates so that you get them, and then give your own take on them. Read them and may give a short clip version of it so that you're actually providing some value to them. And then what you do is Mighty Automation will allow you to send a bulk email to 10,000 people. You're not going to do that from Google. Google's only going to let you send it to 50 or 100. Like, and even then they'll start to mark you as spam, and you don't want your business email to get mixed in with your marketing email, because some people will mark you as spam. It's just how it is when you're sending out marketing emails. Other things that it does for you, you could set up your phone system through it. You could set up your chat widgets, which we, if we build your website, we can put that on there. It does a whole bunch of things. If you want Google reviews, you can manage your Google reviews through there. So yeah, Mark can help with that. But these other tools, Mark, we're going to really dive in and pull lists for each of the counties. And when we meet with them, let's try to have the list pulled ahead of time so we can download it and upload it into their CRM. Your CRM, your customer relationship management tool, maybe you use Serve Manager, maybe you use PST or something like that. You can keep doing that, right? But then you can have this as your marketing pipeline, right? So you have the people who hired you in your process serving tool where you manage your serves. Maybe eventually it's Mighty Process Server, right? And then you go to your Mighty Automation to look at your pipeline and see who's not already using me. And let me try to stay in contact with them on a regular basis by sending emails, by calling them, by making notes about your call with them, right? And sending them your rate sheet after you talk to them. That's the full circle. Okay. So get with us so we can make sure that full circle is happening for you. And just kind of, we can find out. And again, none of this costs you extra money if you're already a Mighty Premium member of Mighty Nation. I just like the way that sounds better. Mighty Premium is like, you pay me more money. I actually like the idea of Mighty Nation because we're a community of people who are more committed. We're more committed than just the freebies, right? But there's lots of freebies too. Go get your freebies at mightyprocessorserver.com and go to the community and look at all the stuff I put in there for free. Also, me and Mark are revamping the classroom. We're going to make it more streamlined, make it a little easier for digesting if you're a new process server. Okay, so thank you, Mark. Appreciate you, man. Anything else you want to share?
That's all for now, guys. And just let me know if there's anything we could do for you about Mighty Automation. Just message me in school.
Absolutely. Mark's a killer. Mark's a killer. He's out here breaking hearts. Gym boy. Professional. So we're all on a health journey now. That's why we're kind of joking around about that, but we're all like on a health journey. I've been walking every day. Speaking of which, after my meeting with Sandra, I need to go for my walk. I've been going on about a 3-mile walk every day, and I feel so much better. I feel so much more clear-headed. But let's talk about some more process serving stuff. What questions do you guys have? What comments do you have? What struggles are you having? Let's talk about it. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. We've got 10, 15 more minutes.
I know that I'm going to strike a balance between bringing in government offices and CT Corp type serves, as well as some, residential ones, kind of have more of a mix, so that some of your times of day can be more predictable as to what the hours are that you're working.
Yeah, I missed the first part of it. It was a little bit broken up. You said, like, what times do you serve?
No, I was saying that I'm going to try to have more of a mix of making sure more CT Corp serves, more government offices serving, so that at least part of your day, part of your serves can be have more predictable hours.
Yeah. So that's good. That's smart. Yeah, having a good mix of serves that are like I used to do in the mornings. I would do record retrievals where you go drop off the subpoena for record retrievals at the hospital, go serve the car dealerships, go serve the banks subpoenas, right? Yeah. Serving government office serves. Mike says, how do you target those? Yeah, I mean, it depends on who's wanting what, right? Like if you're doing subpoenas, that's easy. Go look at photocopy. It's called photocopy, electronic photocopying services. Look them up in your local area. Just Google it, and then reach out to them and say, hey, I serve in this local area, and I'll give you a discount on each additional service that you send my way. So if you send this first one, it's this flat rate, daytime rate, and then each additional one is like half off. That's what I used to do. And then I got one guy to talk me down to $10 extra per extra, because I was charging $97, and then I would charge $10 for each additional contact at a car dealership. And they'd send me like 20 or 30 in one dealership. They basically would have everyone at the dealership served. But government contracts to serve government offices, that's different. If you're trying to get government contracts with the government, there's a couple we've talked about before. One is called publicpurchase.com. Yeah, just Google it, public purchase. And what you do is you create an account with them. You put the area, the type of service you do, and the area. And a lot of these government offices use public purchase as kind of like a mini directory. So they'll put their request for quote on there, RFQs on there, and then whenever it comes up for bid, you'll be notified. And believe me, it works. They will notify you. They'll say, hey, they want to know how much you're going to charge. And back in the day before ChatGPT, what I did was I said, well, before I submit my quote, I'd like to see the previous bid. I'd like to know who you've already hired and what you did. And that's kind of how I gamed the system a little bit when I first started. I took that PDF with what their previous winning bid, and I recreated it with my company's information, changed the bid amounts and stuff like that. I spent way too long on it, you know, trying to figure it out. And I won the bid, you know, and I started getting lots of work. The problem is those jobs always pay less. They are better than an affiliate, big affiliate though, because they'll pay a little bit more than the affiliates, you know, maybe like $45 a serve, let's say, for example. It's really low, right? But you're going to have 20 in one day, you know. So you go serve 20 in one day while you're serving these affiliates, while you're serving the one for $99, and it'll keep the lights on. And then while you build your attorney income, you know. So some government contracts, they have no problem paying your premium rate, like federal contracts. But that is about getting in contact with the specific people who do those hiring. So one thing you can look at is the purchasing department, right? Or financing department, or what's another way they put it? Accounting department for the county offices, for the government offices, and just reaching out to those people directly and saying, hey, I'm looking for who does your process serving right now, and see who's already doing the process serving. If it's a private company, then you could do it, you know, and then see how they got it, you know, reverse engineer it. But that's a great question. We're actually going to do a training on that.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah,
thank you.
Of course, I focused on it for a few years after going from just having attorneys, and I got one collection client that was sending me, you know, 1,000 jobs a month. I had too many jobs. I was so overwhelmed, and I was like, how do I get more of this type of client? You know, they wanted a discount too. I'm telling you, if they give you bulk, they're going to want a discount. They're going to want. If I were going to do it today, which I don't anymore, I don't do the government contracts anymore, because most of my business comes from e-filing, and then those people are prompted to hire us for process serving, and then we do process serving. So our main business is e-filing now and e-service now. Something a lot of people don't know is if you e-file something, you in most e-filing platforms, when you e-file and you hit agree to terms of service, you're agreeing to be e-served because you e-filed it. You don't have to. I know some platforms will let you unsubscribe from that, but some of them don't. And so what happens is you're basically giving your right to service to the e-filing platform. I know that's how mine is. And then what happens is the person who you have to serve physically, because they're not on the e-filing platform, so you go serve them physically. When they go to file their answer, they can have it served e-served, but most people don't know that. Most people don't know that. So they try to have you serve the answer, or they'll mail the answer, right? In some states, that's allowed to mail the answer, right? Especially in family law. I don't want to go on a tangent. What else you guys want to talk about?
What did you find out is the best way to market? Is it phone calls, email, person to person? What would be your choice?
So I'd love to hear what everyone else has to say as well. But, you know, one thing we've talked about a lot, Terry, that I always tell people right away is to pick up the phone first, because it's the fastest way to get in contact with someone versus going in person. If you live in a small town, going in person and bringing a rate sheet, like a nice rate sheet printed on maybe glossy paper, right? Bring that in, or even cardstock glossy paper, right? Type of thing. That's good too, going in person. But what happens is when you go in person is they see you, you come in, they're like, okay, paralegals are very anti-time waster. No time wasting, right? And so they're very quick to say, oh, we already have one. We already have one. That's like they're like, you know, they got in their back pocket, you know, where's my gun? And like their back pocket, they're ready to, you know, I already got one. I already got one, right? And so when you call, you can actually avoid that objection simply by using the script in the Be the Backup training. The Be the Backup training, essentially, Terry, if you haven't seen it, what we do is we call, we say, hey, Terry, I know you're, hey, this is Mike with 123 Legal Support. I know you guys probably already have a process server, but I was curious if I could send over my rate sheet just in case you guys need a backup. So their first trigger to say we already have one is, well, I used to think it was distinguished completely, but you guys have seen, some of you that are come on live with me when I call paralegals live, I've had one that completely ignored what I said and said, we already have one. And I was like, that's why I just said, I'm pretty sure you already have one, but I was wondering if I could be a backup. And obviously she was already irritated. So she was like, I think we have like 5 backups. she wasn't having it. And that's okay. The ones that aren't having it, you just move on to the next one and keep calling. And you become the backup for everyone in your local market. And at some point they're going to call you, like Jessica was saying earlier. At some point they're going to call you, and when they do, you knock it out of the park for them. And you knock it out of the park for them, and they're going to go, why are we using our regular guy? This guy crushed it for us. And how do you crush it for them? You make sure the 2 number 1 things is communication. So you get the job, you communicate status. If for some reason, because you can't control whether you serve it or not, you really can't. You can go knock on the door, you can skip trace, you can go knock on the neighbors, you can do all this and still not serve it, right? So you have to account for that part of it and just make sure you communicate the status every time you make an attempt. And that's why when you use some software, it makes it really easy to just share with client, share with client, share with client. You can't over communicate with the client. There will be 1 out of 100 clients that go like, whoa, bro, just tell me when you serve it. And that's actually a good sign. That's saying that they're like, man, this guy communicates a lot. I'm getting so many emails, right? But when it comes to status, you can't over communicate. And then finally, once you do serve it or decide not to serve it, because you already had made your 3 to 7 attempts or whatever, right? Do a declaration of diligence, do a proof of service immediately, and get it back to them immediately. I tell everybody on my team, the wow factor. Like if we don't get a wow, we failed. And this is why when I first set up my first business, I called it Process Server Daily. Before it was 123 Legal Support, it was Process Server Daily, which was the name of my podcast. And what we did is we promised daily attempts. And so not same day, but daily attempts. And so what I would do is I would always, they would go on the website and they would hire you for a 72-hour serve. But all the servers I hired, I told them I want a same day service. So I would pay the premium service to get a same day service. But because I already charged more than most people, I still made a profit and I got the job done right away. So I over delivered. Under promise and over deliver is what I tried to do. And so that's why I ended up changing the name to 123 Legal Support, because I didn't want them to assume they were getting same day and everyday service because the name of the company was Process Server Daily, right? So that's a long-winded version of marketing, best version of marketing. But I know we have a lot of people on here who've gotten a different start different ways. So anybody else want to mention how they first started getting business and their favorite ways of marketing?
I guess I'll go. I'm still, I feel like, fairly new, but I was introduced by my cousins in the process serving in Houston. I went full force into it. I didn't say I'm going to do it as a part-time job. I said, hey, my job is ending. I got my process server certification and went full force. I thought I hadn't done very much marketing. I don't feel like a marketing person, but I knew I needed to go ahead and get lawyers. That's what I knew I needed. I needed lawyers. I did have one process server company that paid very low, but had a wealth of information. As Ben is in the business of about 30 years, so wealth of information, which gave me serves. But I knew I could not go ahead and survive on only the low pay. I had lots of serves, but still with gas prices and everything. So I went ahead and passed out cards. I got a couple lawyers, and they're not like, I don't get a lot of serves from them. I might only get 1 or 2 serves from them every month, every couple months. But I knew that happened. I joined Facebook groups and went ahead and said, here, I'm in this area if anybody has, services. And so I've been lucky and fortunate enough. I have found a few bigger companies, but not as big as probably ABC Legal or anything, but big enough where I'm able to go ahead and make a decent living so far. I don't make quite what Mike is not. Not at the. I made 1 month at 10,000, and so I'm reaching so I can get that continuously. But I don't make that every single month. I make but that's where I started from, and I know there's a lot of people that I've heard being new in the business that I work for, and they ask. I have servers that are asking what to go ahead and do. Like, you've went ahead and built up a lot quicker than a lot of people have in the industry being new. What are your secrets? And I think it's just going out there and actually doing the work. There's a lot of people that come in and they think it's going to be easy money and that the money's just going to come to you. It's not going to come to you. You actually have to put in the work. You need to go out there and actually serve. You need to do the different times, not just be like the sheriffs do and just, BS around with it. I took it as it is my company. I created a company name. I did everything at the very beginning. It wasn't just something I was like, oh, it's just a job. It's just a job. No, this is my company. This is my career. And that's how I took it on.
Yeah, you really did, and you hit the ground running, and you're a great example of what it is to treat it like a business, not just a part-time job.
And I'm thankful to you, Mike, because now I'm starting with a new business name because I found my other business name was Easy Process, and everybody thinks with Easy Messenger. I don't want to be associated with something that's bad and negative, and so I believe with rebranding and stuff like that with the new name, it'll take off even further.
And the logo is awesome.
Thanks, Shawn.
Yeah.
So just to kind of piggyback off that, I mean, for me, I just take my megaphone and I go stand in front of the courthouse and just yell, does anybody need a process server? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I don't do that. But
hey, I like that. It's not bad.
No, but I think for me, I mean, I came from a totally different. I mean, I owned a delivery courier business. So, I mean, I kind of already knew like how to build the clients and, the business side of things. And I think that's kind of where a lot of people are lacking as far as like getting out and hustling and, getting the paper served and all that stuff. That's only part of the business. I mean, do you want to be a process server or do you want to be a process server company? I mean, that's the two. It's like two paths you can take. If you're just out there all the time doing the process serving, then I mean you're a process server.
Yeah.
If you wanna be a business owner, you have to take the time to do the behind the scenes stuff that people don't know about. And that was initially when I first started. I was a business owner. I mean, I had box trucks, I had vans, and I had 16 employees. So, I was running a legit business. And then COVID came, I had to shut that down and then, kind of started focusing on this. And I was a process server. I was out there wearing tires out of my car. I was out there just doing it. And then, a couple years ago, I just kind of focused on making it a business. And that's kind of where I'm at right now.
That's awesome, Shawn. It's funny because during COVID, I transitioned from process serving to basically e-filing. And at first I thought I was going to do no process serving because I was doing all the serves. Like you were saying, I was doing all the serves, or 90% of them. And I was getting paid a premium too. And I would do 20 or 30 at $99 a piece sometimes on some days. And that's a good feeling because that's a lot of money. Like if you did that every day, that's millionaire status, like on 1 year, right? So that was kind of my vision, was like, if I could serve, 30 a day at $99 a piece, that's millionaire in 1 year, right? More than $2,500 a month is millionaire, right? So, a day is millionaire. That's very hard to do. That's very, very hard to do. Like you got your morning serves. That also means you're getting paid a premium for each and every one. But one thing that reigns true is even if you're serving you're the one serving all the papers, you can make a lot of, I mean, think about how much you have to do to get $10,000 a month, 100 serves, right? If you can do 100 serves a month, that's divided by 20 days, only 20 days. It's 5 serves a day. Who can't do 5 serves a day, right? And that's just weekdays. Obviously, we're going to serve Saturdays, right? You don't have to, though. Like, there was a point where I would never serve a Saturday. I knew they might be available, but I'd rather catch them on their way to work or catch them coming home or catch them at work than interrupt my weekends with my kids. So you have to decide. And then eventually I had to hire people. So anyway, once I decided I wasn't going to serve anymore after COVID, I wasn't going to serve any papers myself, and COVID happened and I got divorced, I actually found myself getting just as many jobs, but all over the country. Right. And so I was like, okay, let's figure this part of it out. And I want to tell you guys, like, any of you can do this, but it's hard to serve in the car all day and then also manage status requests and stuff like that for jobs that are all over the country. And if you are trying to do that, you got to commit an hour in the morning before you leave to serve, and an hour in the evening before the end of business day. Because I'm telling you, there's going to be people who need things, and you got to be available to do it. But no, I love all that. Terry, you started the question with, what's the best way to market? How do people get started? It kind of turned into how do people first get started? Because I asked that question, like, how'd you get your first jobs? And just back up for a second and let's think about this a different way. Any service-based business, it only survives because people have a need to have something done. If you started, like I have a dumpster company, but that requires you to buy dumpsters, right? Let's think of something simpler. Landscaping is one of the most common things that kids start, right? And then adults too. Adults make a lot of money doing landscaping. But what happens is that somebody has a lawn that gets overgrown. They have a need. They have extra money. They don't want to do it themselves. Think about it. Why would somebody pay you $30 a week to come mow their lawn when they own a lawnmower? Because they have the extra money and they need to have it done. Process serving is such a great industry because people have to have it served. Whatever their legal document is, someone told them, go get it served. It's very much like in the medical industry. When somebody says you need an x-ray, did you know that most x-rays and those types of machines that are used, those extra special like machines, they're owned by someone else oftentimes, and there's an imaging company that gets paid for doing your x-ray?
That's what I used to deliver. I used to deliver MRI machines.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What a small world. What a small world. But if a doctor tells you, Shawn, you need an x-ray, do you go, I mean, actually, maybe you do question it. But if he tells you that you need an x-ray, you go get an x-ray because you broke your leg or you got something that happened, right? Very similar to legal industry where the court says you got to have this served. Now, depending on your state, you might be thinking, well, that's not related because a family member could serve it. In some states, that's true. You just have to be 18 and breathing and, a citizen, and then you can serve it, not a party to the action, and you could serve it. So that's the way it is in some states. But anyway, so the point is someone told you to go have it served. So how do you, Terry, get in the place in front of the person at that very moment that they're going to need to have something served? That is what we call B2C, your business to consumer. That is hard. That is Google running Google ads. That is a Google Maps. That is having your website set up so that they can order online from you. And by the way, that's 90% of the serves that happen are individuals who want to be cheap. They didn't hire an attorney. They filed small claims case. They filed whatever they filed on their own. That's most cases. And so I get a hard time from my technology partners that I've partnered with e-filing. They reach out to me like, Mike, you have so many pro ses. Like, They all need help with e-filing, and we don't want to help them. And I'm like, well, they if they're willing to pay, like they can use the platform, you know. So I charge a premium, $19, $19.95 for my platform, and you get thousands of filings through there every month, and they don't want to help them because they're pro se's, they're not attorneys. Attorneys know what they're doing, right? So you have to decide as a process server who you want to do business with and how you're going to find them. And so if you're going to do government contracts or you're going to get whatever you're going to get, you got to know how to get in front of them. And so that's why I like niching down for a while. Like I love the pro se's because they pay premium and they leave reviews. They have no problem leaving reviews, good or bad. So you got to do a good job for them. And then you have attorneys. The reason why I teach you guys to go after attorneys, because they're the most consistent, repeatable customers, right? Like one attorney might send you, I say that pro se's are like 90% of the business because they are, but not necessarily 90% of the business you want, right? Because they're all brand new customer every time, right? But by volume, that's the population of people that want to be cheap, but they still have to hire a process server most of the time, or they will if they're told to, right? And if they find you on Google first, then they hire you. Now, if it's an attorney, they're going to hire you, repeatedly hire you. That is consistent income for years to come. And you build relationships with them. That's why I teach you build relationships. Don't just cold call. Adele.
My experience has been like they always say, like a lot of people say they don't do pro se's or that pro se's are cheap. I've gotten the opposite. Most pro se clients that come to me are willing to almost pay me triple the amount. When
Yeah.
you say your $500 serves, I'm close to that. When the pro se's, they're willing to pay that. They like don't even seem like they blinked eye because they know that they want this. It's either divorce or like, you know, child custody. Usually I've gotten, but they want it done and they're willing to pay so that they know the case can't continue unless I get served. So I think that's even their most important part, that they know that they have to pay, is that portion of it.
It's so funny. You're so right. Like that's how they are. Like I know every area is a little bit different, but just like the x-ray though, you went and you paid your initial doctor visit, which you were promised would only be a copay of $80 or whatever it is, right? But then you get there and they tell you need an x-ray. You don't know how much it's going to be. You find out it's $800. You're like, okay, great. So $800. Okay. But you pay it because you need it. They told you have to have it to know how bad the bone is broken, right? Maybe it's $200. Whatever it is, you don't know. All you know is that you have to do it. So when it comes to process serving, if you're professional and your website's professional and everything, you'll be surprised how many of them just pay on your website. Sorry, guys. Michael said something here. Let's see. Pro se, or they don't have to charge you back. Yeah, doing a chargeback is one of the biggest problems. So one of the things I learned, go ahead, Shawn, while I pull this up.
No, I think it was Terry that asked about the about the marketing and that kind of stuff like that. I mean, this isn't marketing, but the most important piece of advice I can give somebody, and you've said it a million times, is answer the phone. That's the most important thing, is answer the phone when they call. I mean, if you just don't recognize a number and just send it to voicemail or whatever, that person's already called 2 or 3 other people by the time you've gotten them. So I mean, that's it.
That's exactly right. And so, hey, Mary, are you on right now? I guess Mary took off. Submit your request. This is she needs to hit publish on this. We have our order form right here normally. This is a big flop we got to fix. Anyway, having your order form where people can just order online from you, or e-file or submit a request online. I can't believe this is broken. Let me see here. Okay, I'll have to do it.
I'm fixing it, Mike.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. I was about to go into Slack and cut you some slack. Schedule a Zoom call. Let's also turn off this pop-up. I don't want people scheduling calls with me on from 123. We just want them to e-file, to order online, or to go to contact us page and submit a request. So that's the idea. Yeah, once you get that up, let me know, okay, Mary? So yeah, answering the phone and understanding the different ways that people can that people might want to contact you is super important. So I use Ring Central, and I have the phone set up so that they have to press 2 in order to get somebody on the phone. If they press 1, it's going to take them for e-filing support, which we have everyone leave a voicemail, because half the time they'll figure it out if they just try one more time, And then if they press 2, it'll take them to service and process department, where my ladies will take care of it. Either Jessica or Rods will take care of it. So we just welcomed Rods to our team. She's she's crushing it, learning. Okay. So cool. So I want to show you guys the form, and where when somebody does a chargeback, because I've had this happen. I've mentioned it before to you guys, but when someone pays you, you go and you see you got paid, right? Let's say you got paid $500. You go and you pull out all the stops. You even hire people. You hire them and you pay them $100. And you're like, I want you to attempt this one. I'm going to go attempt this other guy. Maybe it's $500 for 2 people, let's say. Very realistic, right? This could happen. They want to serve today, right? So you go hire someone for 100. You go serve this one. And then 2 days later, you've did the proof of service. You're waiting for the court to send it back. Let's say it's a Friday. Monday comes around. They don't have the proof of service. They go into their credit card, like American Express, and they say, I never got the product. And they do what's called a chargeback onto the card. And you lose. Basically, the way it happens is your credit card or your bank company will send you a notification saying that there's been a dispute on your card. And they take the money first back from you. They don't wait and see if you can figure it out. They take the money back and they say, please submit proof that you did the job that you were hired to do. If you're a process server, what happens? If you hadn't delivered it, but you made the attempts, what do you tell somebody? They say, did you deliver the product? Well, no, my product is making the attempts. And they're like, well, what does that mean? Don't you deliver legal documents? Yeah, but did you deliver them? They look at you like a UPS driver that didn't deliver a package. And so you really have to be very careful about how you set up your online ordering process. And so at Mighty Website Builder, what we do is I started doing it with my company. And then at Mighty Website Builder, we added it to all of our clients who sign up for websites on the professional plan, the third plan, the highest tier. We give you an online order form, which we completely customize for you. But at the bottom, there's a little service agreement that says there's no refunds. You're paying for us to make the attempt. And if for some reason it doesn't get served, it's okay. Service is considered fulfilled because you're paying for us to go knock on the door and make the attempts. If we serve it, that's a bonus. And we will provide you a proof of service or a declaration of diligence. And if arbitration is entered, we will automatically win, and it will be handled in our local state. And so those types of legal things at the bottom, and they have to sign at the bottom with their finger or with their mouse on the computer. And I've tested it. I've gotten 2 chargebacks, and both of them, I have won both of them after getting the chargeback by just forwarding that email to the arbitration people through the credit card company. It's an arbitration through credit card company. You're supposed to normally have to pay $500 If you want to go through arbitration and you want somebody on from your credit card company to represent you, you pay the $500. If you win, they have to pay it. So when they do a chargeback, you immediately tell them, you send the email, forward the email and say, this person ordered online using these terms of service. They agreed to these terms of service. There is no need for arbitration. If they insist on arbitration, you pay the $500. You win immediately, get your $500 back, plus you win your money back that they took out of your account. And if you're not doing it this way, I promise you at some point you're going to get a big job for like $2,000. You're going to go spend all this money and they do a chargeback and you lose that money. That only had to happen to me twice where I lost money. And I had to pay, first time I paid the $500 and I was like, what? This is not, I'm not UPS. Like, give me my money. Like, and they're like, well, you lost the case. You lost because you couldn't show proof that you delivered it. Then the second time I didn't pay the $500 arbitration fee because I didn't want to lose it again. And it was only $125 I was going to lose if I lost the case. So I said, just keep it. I got to figure this thing out. And so I asked one of my lawyer friends who was a corporate lawyer, did contract law. He goes, just make them sign every single person who orders from you, make them sign. So if you guys want that, you can get that as a Mighty Process Server, mightywebsitebuilder.com customer. And right now we're doing a $400 setup fee. So you get $100 off when you enter promo code MPS 2025. If you guys are more curious about that and you want to sign up for a website, our website team is amazing. They build way better websites than I used to build. Half our customers, I built the websites and we've rebuilt them since Desi started helping. If you're a PST customer, you probably know Desi. She's the one who helps build the websites, and also Mary, who is on here right now somewhere. I don't think she's finished yet. Let's see. Any other things before we close out? Any other questions, concerns? What do you guys got going on?
On the website, you said it's $400 to get it going. What it costs per month to maintain it?
Yeah, the professional plan, the one I was just mentioning, is $97 a month. But that includes the online order form. We host the form for you. We host your website for you. If you have anything, you want anything changed, you simply send an email and say, take this off the website, add this to the website, change this image. I don't like the way it looks. Like it's a completely custom, like a $10,000 custom built website just for your company, custom designed to you. So $400 is the reason why it's so cheap, is we do charge that $97 per month hosting fee, when we could probably charge $25 hosting or something like that. But where we make up for it is that we only charge $400 to set it up, and we spend 20 hours building it for you, making it just the absolute best website. If you ever decide you want to buy us out of the website, you can do that. I think it's like $3,500. You can buy the website out and take the rights to it and go get it. But why would you do that? We haven't had anybody do that. Like, the only reason you do that is you're not making any money in your business and you want to try to save money. People will cancel. But the only people we've had cancel are people who have died or retired. And we have one, I won't mention his name because he does contribute and come into our community. We had one guy cancel and he came right back. He's like, oh, the grass was not greener, Mike. And he came back because your website will rank on Google and people will find you on the first page of Google. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole on that, but you have people who have sponsored ads at the top, then you have Google Maps, and then underneath it, you have all the SEO, like search engine optimization. People their websites show up based on certain things that Google looks for. And we know those things, and we have AI tools and stuff that help us keep track of making sure that your website is updated. So that's what you're paying for when you pay the monthly hosting fee, is to keep it relevant. Great question. Great question. Looks like it's not quite updated here, Mary. Cool. I guess we'll have to take $10 from Mary's pay edge. Just kidding. I'm
Working
just
on
kidding.
it, Mike.
Huh?
I'm working on it, Mike. I'm just
Do you?
waiting for the form.
Oh, you don't have the form stack embed link?
Yeah.
So actually, I have I was talking about it this morning with my developer. I was talking to him and grabbed the link from the website this morning, which is why I was surprised that it wasn't working today. This
Oh, yeah.
website is brand new. Mary just finished developing
Mm,
our new website at 123. Let me grab the actual link. You could get that when you can get to it, but the actual link for the form is on Mighty Website Builder form stack form. And so I'll get that for you. No worries. No worries. So
Thank
if you
you,
guys,
Mike.
yeah, of course, no worries. But we want to get it updated so that customers that go to order aren't confused. They're like, "Where's the order form?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, and so things happen, and you just gotta pivot and work with it. But I've learned a few lessons along the way, and I'll end with this unless you guys have something else. One is that when it comes to marketing, because it's all a funnel, right? You guys know a funnel when you want to put something in a drink or you want to put like fruit in a little bowl or something. You have a funnel, right? And marketing funnel, if you've ever been to like a timeshare presentation, okay. So I recently got a letter. I threw it away. Yeah, I got a letter from Marriott saying, "Hey, come, all expense paid. Hotel and trip to Vegas." And it was a little postcard. If you want to think about a marketing funnel for your business, that's where it starts. It starts at some little piece of marketing, and that's all these things across the top that you do. I want you to imagine a funnel like this. All the things, whether it's social media posting, email blasts that you send out, postcards maybe you send out, you go and hand out flyers. You're part of a chamber of commerce where you talk about helping with job recovery. All that stuff is the top of funnel. And after that, how do all of those ways of reaching out to people, what's the next step? What's on every flyer? What's on every postcard? Well, for timeshare people, the funnels to get you in front of them physically and trap you, right? And so like one time I came out of a Marriott room, we just had a conference there and I had a hotel, and I came out and I was so hungry. We had a crazy night before, and then I was walking in the morning, San Diego hotel. You can see the beach right outside. It's so cool. And so we walked out and I was like, I just need some bacon and eggs. Like, let's, the brain operates only on bacon and eggs. And so I start walking. Where did they position their table to offer you free breakfast? Right before the door to go into breakfast. And they stopped us and they're, we'll give you 30,000 Marriott points. We'll give you free breakfast, rooftop breakfast. They get you in an Uber, take you away from your hotel to some other place where they pitch you on a timeshare presentation. Is it okay? I don't know. It works. They make a lot of money doing timeshare. So for your business, how do you take them from top of funnel, any one of the marketing tools that I teach you about? How do you take them from there to the next step? It's your website. Your website is that tool that allows them to learn about you, that allows you to add a little pixel. If you go really deep with me on the stuff I teach, it allows you to add a little pixel to their website so that wherever they go on Google or Facebook or any of the places that you do marketing, you can retarget them based on their pixel. Now, what happens is they found you initially. However, you're doing top of funnel, but they're no longer in the top of your funnel. Now they're in the third tier where you're retargeting them everywhere they go. You're not spending money like ABC on random huge marketing campaign for the word process server in every county of the country. You're just retargeting the people locally who you specifically targeted, that you called and said, can I send you an email? When they clicked on the link to look at your rate sheet, open your website, where they got a pixel on their website or on their cell phone. You very targetedly, you're only targeting the people who you want to hire you locally. And so when you're retargeting people using the ads that I teach you about, it's easy, right? It's easy, and you're not spending very much money. $10 or $20 a month will probably do all the retargeting you need, right, with the marketing stuff. So people think that it's thousands of dollars. Now, Google Ads, to just put out a top of funnel Google Ads to get people to call you, that's expensive. You can do it and it works, but it's expensive. And then the next thing is once they hire you, do you do a good job, like we discussed earlier, to make sure that they use you and nobody else? And that's all I have for you guys today. Book a call with Mark so that we can make sure we give you all the free resources. I call them bonuses. You know, when you sign up for Mighty Nation, right, you actually get a directory listing. That's what you're paying for. Ultimately, you're getting on the directory. So hopefully you'll start getting calls as the directory starts to rank better. But the bonuses that I keep giving, the stacking on, or make it a no-brainer for you. The Mighty Automation tool, which is go high level, and some SEO tools that are combined, the top tier marketing tools that I give you for free. And Mark is here hired full-time to help you implement those tools, because I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy. So Mark is here to help implement them and to help tap me when I need to jump in and help even more. And then we have Netty, who is crushing it with the marketing stuff. She's just crushing it right now. The video we're making right now is you're gonna see it on social media in a few days. Okay, just a little clip of me being silly. And then Edge here is making sure that everything is operating the way that it needs to overall, and we're all just crushing it. Mary's building websites, SEO. We actually, oh yeah, I forgot to mention. So we actually I paid for a tool, and I've mentioned it last time. It's called Uber Suggest, and essentially what it does is it allows you to pull a report on your company that gives you a breakdown on your website on what's wrong with it. Like, where do you need help on your website? Google Search Console will allow you to do the same thing for free. So we can help you with that as well. But Uber Suggest goes deep, and it gives you suggestion on certain articles that you can write. And so that's another bonus that I'm adding on. Okay. So if you have no excuse, like Jessica said, you have no excuse if you need more business, process serving. I don't know anybody else who's doing this. So hopefully you appreciate it, you take action on it, and you crush it in your business. All right. Thank you guys so much. Take care, be safe, and as always, live mighty. You got it, Edge? It is awesome. Guys, let me know if you have any questions. I'm available anytime by phone. Best way to reach me, though, is inside of school. Just DM me, and I'll help you out. All right? Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Everybody be safe.
See
Have
you
a good
guys.
week.
It is. Oh, it's clapping. You guys are clapping. How do you do that? Oh, it's under emojis. Well, that's pretty cool. Yay! Okay. All right. Okay. Stop recording. It's not like Zoom where you can just